Mr. Williams jumped into my car with no permission. I was in the car. He just jumped in behind my back seat and said that he wasn't getting out.
Is this the first car that is a repossession that you've owned?
No.
Come on. What's good, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. It's Tiara, and for those who are new, welcome. So today we're gonna be reacting to some Judge Judy cases. I'm actually excited for this because I feel like this is a very nostalgic era. I'm not too sure if she's still doing them. I'm not really caught up with cable anymore, but I've always heard so much going on in these cases. I don't know how I didn't even think about doing this before, especially when I was reacting to like Dr. Phil, the Maury show, or the Maury show. Maury. I definitely feel like this is in the same lane, and I feel like when you're watching this, you can envision me as a co-judge. Judge Judy and Judge Tiara. Half the time it's grown folk arguing over things that could be sent in a text message. But I'm happy to hear your thoughts too in the comments of what you guys think about this case. But with that being said, y'all know I don't like to keep my intros too long, so let's get straight into the video.
And this is where it is your claim that the defendant is an overzealous repo man.
Yes.
Who trespassed on your property and caused you emotional distress.
Yes.
You want to be compensated to the tune of $5,000.
Yes.
Mr. Williams says that he was trying to do his job and you and your family prevented him from doing that. In the process of doing that, you assaulted him. He is requesting not only $5,000, but he is requesting the immediate return of the car for which you are delinquent in payments.
We haven't even gotten to the case, so I really don't know who's in the wrong, who's in the right. But this automatically is gonna remind me of the Cardi B case that's going on. Or I think it just ended. I don't know if y'all are caught up, but basically, long story short, I guess back in like 2022, or I think 2018, I don't know. It was not this year. But I guess she was like at a medical appointment and the security guard there was recording her. The security guard was claiming that Cardi assaulted her and took her to court. Long story short, Cardi won. But that's just what it reminds me of, because it's like, okay, just off of what we're hearing, he's doing his job. She got triggered. I don't know what's going on. And she assaulted him. Like, why have we always got to escalate it to the highest thing? Why can't we talk it out? Text, email, phone call, something. Now you're in court spending all your money.
Until when were you making payments on this car?
The last payment that I made was January the 30th of 2009.
And prior to January 30th, 2009, were you making regular payments?
They were not regular, but they were.
Well, that's what I'm asking you, Miss Ware.
Do not play with her. Because one thing about Judge Judy, if you do not answer her question, she's gonna call you out. Don't be going around in circles, beating around the bush, and just answer the question.
From January 10th, 2008 to January 2009, which is 1 year, you should have made 1 year's worth of payments, and they should have been made on a timely basis. Did you do that?
No.
Case closed. This is maybe why I don't need to be a judge, because I'm gonna start judging and making my own opinions based off the very little I'm getting. What are you talking about? You haven't been making your payments. It's been a whole year. You're late on your payments, and then you're saying that he's doing his job by repoing your car and you assaulted him, and now we're in court because why? Make it make sense.
We received this assignment on April 1st.
When did you receive a notice, Miss Ware, that your car was going to be repossessed?
I never received the notice that my car was going to be repossessed.
Is this the first car that is a repossession that you've owned?
No.
Come on. She's making it really difficult for me to defend her. Your car got repoed twice. Where is your credibility? It's all lost. It's gone. If I was part of the jury, I would have already had my answer. The fact that she's sitting there with a straight face too, this is not her first go around. You're not helping us out. And plus he got all the receipts. Where are hers?
I understand that the vehicles were up for repossession. The case here is that the way that he tried to repossess the vehicle.
I understand that. I have to understand, Miss Ware, where you're coming from.
Okay.
I'm trying to see both sides of the story. From the outside looking in, if I see two people having a disagreement and one person is coming out saying information that wasn't even asked, I'm gonna think you're guilty. I just feel like if you're innocent, you're gonna stick to the script. Like, just answer what you're being asked. You're trying to do too much to prove that you're right. I mean, y'all are part of the YouTube crew, so I feel like we should be clicking by now. Y'all should understand how I think. But let me know what your thoughts are.
The reason I'm asking you these questions, Miss Ware, is to ascertain that you're not a stranger to this process, because you've had a car repossessed before for non-payment, which means that before you also had property that you weren't paying for. So you know, just a second. I know. Did you surrender the vehicle immediately when they asked you to surrender it?
Yes, I did.
And how many months were you delinquent?
I was a month delinquent, a month behind.
I don't believe that, Miss Ware.
I was.
I don't believe that you were a month delinquent and they asked you to surrender the car.
I
Nobody
surrendered
does
it because
that.
I couldn't afford it.
Okay.
Her mouth is about to get her in trouble. She's too comfortable. Why is she talking to Judge Judy like that? If you're trying to win the case, you might want to have some kind of level of respect for the judge, or it's not going to go the way you think it's going to go. It'll never make sense to me when people in court are so disrespectful to the judge. Like, do you think you can talk to the judge any way you want and then have the case go in your favor? It's not going to happen. If you're trying to win a case, you got to have some level of courtesy.
Ms. Ware said she had no notice, and I can find that out easily, but she says she had no notice that they wanted the car back. That's what you told me, right?
Yes.
And you clearly couldn't afford this car.
This lip oil turns white and looks like I'm foaming out of my mouth. It's disgusting. She's clocking her teeth. She is coming out receipt after receipt after receipt. And the one thing that I don't think this girl understands is once you say something that's on record, what you say can be used against you. So you might want to get your story straight.
Can I see the order to repossess it?
Why they zoom in? Why they gotta zoom in on the report like that? I was not expecting that. They got a dollar for dollar, cent for cent. That is the type of humiliation I just could not bear.
On April the 17th, 2009, me and my husband was at Little Caesar Pizza.
He looked like he does not want to be there. I wouldn't want to be there either. That's your whole reputation, bro. If a car company ever saw this, I don't think anyone's gonna loan her anything. You're in court twice. And I don't even think they're in court just because she didn't make the payment. I think it's because she assaulted somebody. That's crazy. Who's going to trust you?
Mr. Williams jumped into my car with no permission. I was in the car. He just jumped in behind my back seat and said that he wasn't getting out.
I'm really trying my hardest to see both sides of the story because that's how I operate. I always like to see both sides of the story, even if one story sounds crazy. But you're telling me that when you were inside of your car, Mr. Williams hopped in the back of the car while you're in the car. Why would he do that? That doesn't even make any sense. Like, wouldn't you want to get in the front of the seat to take the car? Like, what business does he have in the back of the seat? I'm not trying to call you a liar, but just based off of this episode alone, something's just not adding up.
I mean, he didn't say, I'm here to repossess the car?
No, he didn't, ma'am. He did not say anything. He just jumped into my vehicle.
Jumped into your car and said, I'm not getting out? That doesn't make sense to me. I don't believe that he didn't say to you, I'm here to repossess your car, once he got in the back seat.
He jumped into my car. He did not say who he was, ma'am. He didn't say anything.
I would just turn around and walk away. Cause why you got the whole courthouse laughing at me? That would be my last straw. If I'm in court for something, I'm already gonna be upset. I'm already gonna be irritated because why am I here? But you got everybody laughing at me. She's back there covering her face. She's back there trying not to laugh. This is just a comedy show.
And his wife video recording the whole thing. And then when my husband...
Just a second. So at the time he got into your back seat,
Yes.
you were aware of the fact that he was there to repossess your car?
No, I was not.
Well, you just told me you were there.
That's the only reason why I knew that he
you
was
knew.
repossessing it. After
You
he
knew?
jumped in, though. He
You
was already
knew?
in.
Shh.
Oh, not the judge. At first, I'm like, girl, why you got an attitude with the judge? But I mean, I kind of get it because I'll be pissed too. Everybody's laughing at me. You're trying to shush me. This is literal humiliation. I kind of see where she's coming from. I would be pissed. But her story's not adding up. First, you're talking about he jumped in the car and then he had the tow truck. So you knew what he was there for. But then she asks you if you knew why he was there and you don't. Which one is it? Like, you gotta stick to the story. This is why it's so hard to defend you. Like, you're bouncing back and forth between stories. Like, you either knew or you didn't.
Now tell me the conversation.
There was really no conversation. I just asked him to get out of my car. I was scared. I didn't know who he was. I had never seen him
Well,
before.
now, just a second. Now, according to you, you knew who he was. You knew he was there to repossess your car,
Yeah,
right?
I did.
Wait a minute. Am I tripping? I feel like I'm being gaslit. Did she not say she did not know why he was there? And now you know why he's there? I would rerun the tapes, but I don't even know where to rerun to. Please let me know in the comments. Like, if y'all are catching on, I think she's starting to stumble on her words. It's for real not adding up.
You said to him, get out of my car?
Yes.
Okay, and now at this point, you know he's there to repossess your car.
Yes.
And he's there to repossess your car because you hadn't paid for it.
Yes.
And he said to you, I am getting out or I'm not getting out.
I'm not getting out your car.
And you said to him?
Get out of my car. I was
And
scared.
you said, get out of my car. And he said,
No.
okay,
So I called the police.
okay.
Call the police to do what? You're making this worse and worse for yourself. If the police show up, what are you gonna tell them?
He's trying to take my car because I didn't pay for it.
What do you think they're gonna do for you? If you're part of the YouTube crew and you're renting or you're making payments on something, make the payments.
So you called 911
Yes.
with him in the car.
Yes.
And drove to your house.
Yep.
Which is, according to you, down the block from the pizza place.
Yep.
Okay, keep going.
And when I drove to my home, he was in the garage with us, scuffling, trying to get the keys. I was on the phone with 911 the whole time. I told him what happened. I have the police report. He refused to leave out of the vehicle. His wife came inside of my garage, were calling me all kind of names and saying all kind of things. They wouldn't leave off the property until the police came. That's all I wanted them to do.
I'm not gonna lie, I think she's telling the truth on this one because I can see just the way that the wife is sitting there that she probably did that. The guy who has to repo the car, he's just doing his job. But why is his wife there? That's what I want to know. I feel like she has no place in being in that situation. What are y'all working together or what? I don't think so. So the wife is definitely at a place if she was there and she was going in the garage. Absolutely not. Now you crossed the line.
This incident happened in April, right?
Yes.
Did you make a payment in April?
No.
Did you make a payment in May?
Nope.
So you still have somebody else's property and you're not making any payments on it?
Nope.
I just hope she's not talking to her husband like that. Because, girl, how are you that brave to be talking to Judge Judy like that? I don't even want to know what's going on at home.
I'm asking you whether you're still driving around in property that you haven't paid for and haven't turned in like you did, according to you, in May of 2005 when you knew you couldn't afford a car and voluntarily turned it in.
Yeah.
Now you have a car that you haven't paid for and you haven't turned in, right? And you want $5,000 for emotional distress for the people that tried to repossess their property. I'm just laying out the case.
Okay.
I completely forgot why we were here. I thought we were there because he was suing her, but it seems like there's some kind of counter suing going on. Oh, wait, that makes sense. Because I was definitely tied into the Cardi B case. So the whole point about the Cardi B case was that the security guard who was recording her was suing her, saying that she was in emotional distress because she was calling her like the B word or whatever. So she had PTSD and wanted a whole bunch of money. But girl, like, you don't make your payments on your cars. I get if he jumped in the car and was in your garage calling you names. That's messed up. But how do you have the audacity to go to court asking for money? Be for real.
She's correct. We did make contact in the parking lot of Little Caesars.
Put your hand down. You spoke. He didn't interrupt you.
I'm not gonna lie, that's one thing that pisses me off. Not even just in court, but in real life. If you're gonna have something to say, say it. But once it's my turn to talk, zip it. I need my time to talk. Don't talk over me, especially if I gave you the opportunity to talk. That is something that fires me up so bad. Y'all don't even understand. I think it's just common courtesy. Like, if you're having a conversation, respect each other. A conversation is two people. This ain't no monologue.
What I want to know is, did you get into her car?
Yes, I did.
Okay, you got into the back seat of her car. Where was she seated?
She was seated in the driver's seat.
Boom. So she was right. And I'm so happy that my mind changed because I'm not gonna lie, I think in the beginning I was just so caught up on her saying that this is her second repo. Maybe I judged too early, but I'm very happy that I changed my mind and started believing what she said because I would have looked a mess.
I had already introduced myself
Okay, tell
before
me
I got
what
in
you
the
said.
back seat.
Tell me what you said. Put your hand down.
I feel like Judge Judy with these cases is like having little kids. You always gotta tell them to be quiet, sit down, stop talking, back up. Every single time, like, y'all are grown adults. Why should I scream at you like that?
I said, well, you know you're behind in payments. We need to get this car now. At that point, she saw the tow rig, the flatbed. But for her, when she said that she didn't know who I was, I had my credentials around my neck. I clearly identified myself.
She says she knew immediately who you were. What she's complaining about is that you hopped into her car.
I was invited in the back.
Just a second.
I'm sorry, but that's BS. What do you mean you were invited to the back? Why would you say, hi, Mr. Repo Man, come on inside? That doesn't make any sense. Be for real.
I told her who we were. At this point, we were all outside of the car. When she realized that we were getting this car regardless, that's when we drove to her house.
First, she invited you into the car, and then you got into the car regardless to drive to the house. Like, the story is not adding up. And you're making Homegirl look a bit better than she did because I didn't believe anything she was saying. I'm not gonna lie. I just think it's because of her history of not paying payments and then trying to get money was throwing me off. But now it's just not adding up. So I don't really know who to believe.
Did she call the police from the car?
When we were halfway to her house, yes.
She called 911.
Yes.
Do you recall what she said to the police when she called 911?
I have a transcript of that call.
And that's what I'm talking about. I love some receipts because he said, she said, I can't get with it. It's too much for my brain. It's too much speculation. I need the truth.
According to this police transcript, you called 911 and said, vehicle is being repoed and the repo man jumped in the back seat to keep you from taking it.
I didn't say that. No,
Well,
I
that's
didn't.
what it says.
And that's why we need receipts. Because how you gonna have a whole transcript, read out what you said, and then you said I didn't say that? You see how silly you look? This is why it's so hard to defend people. Because when you have it in 4K and you still deny it, how in the hell am I supposed to believe you in the future? Come on now.
Williams says he was attacked by the suspect while trying to repo it. You say to the police, they are trapping me in the vehicle, holding him against his will. Says both male and female were punching him while in the car. One hit him in the face. Williams says that there was a threat of a gun.
This is messy. Y'all throwing hands and y'all are talking about a GUN? Bro, you're on duty. You're clocked in. Why are you even fighting with your clients? At some point, you gotta draw the line. If she's in the wrong, get a higher authority. But it's not up to you to be throwing hands because now you are putting yourself in jeopardy. If you're on the clock and you're throwing hands, then she, in my opinion, has a right to ask for some kind of compensation.
And I'm prepared to render my decision. Your claim against the defendant is dismissed in its entirety. You knew that you had people's property that you weren't paying for. You continue to know that you have people's property that you're not paying for, and you haven't turned it back.
It makes sense. And I already assumed I was going to agree with Judge Judy. I mean, she's a professional. You were told that your car was going to get repoed. He came to the house, gave it up. You lost. It's okay. And this isn't even your first go round. Like, you should know how the game goes. In my opinion, I feel like she took this route to try to get money so that she can like catch up on her payments or whatever she got going on. But again, if you're part of the YouTube crew and you're making payments on something, please stay on top of your payments. It's a bad look when you're not, especially when you don't pay your payments and then you try to take them to court. Now you're about to embarrass yourself. But that's going to be the end of today's video. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for joining, for watching, for tuning in. If you like what you watch, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps your girl out. And again, for anybody who's new to the YouTube crew, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you had a good time. If you like this series, let me know. I don't mind doing more of these. I kind of like this. We can like chat it up, talk to each other, talk about how we feel, what we think. Let me know. I'm down. But aside from that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I'll see you on the flip side. T is out.